Hey guys, so this is going to be a linear equations question. So let's get started. So please pause this video to read the question. Okay, so we know this whole interstate route from Los Angeles, California to Jacksonville, Florida costs $5 billion as a whole project. And we know that there's a total distance of 2,500 miles, and each mile costs $2 million to build. So we're given all this information, and we're expected to construct a um, a linear equation that represents that, and condense it down to like a y equals mx plus b form, and find the y-intercept, which is when x is 0. So we know that, so I just wrote all the things we know, 5 billion, but just be aware that each mile costs $2 million. So you kind of need to convert that in your head, or make sure the equation represents that. So 2,500 miles, each mile costs 2 million to build. So 2,500 of 2 millions, which is going to be 5,000 million. And 1,000 million is equal to 1 billion. So 5,000 million. So 2,500 times 2, 5,000 million is equivalent to, you guess it, 1,000. If you are multiplying 5, then you'll multiply 5 too. So that will give you 5 billion. So yeah, it makes sense, right? 2,500 miles, right? Each costs 2 million, and that's equal to 5 billion. So keeping that in mind, y and the cost y in billions of dollars, which is the total project, and this whole equation is going to be based on billions. So the expression should equal to something billion. Okay, so we know $5 billion, the whole project, but we also know how you need to multiply 2 million to each mile, which is represented in x, the distance x, the distance x. But that's not enough. 2 times x is not enough, because that will give you millions, and that will mess up the equation. So you want to make sure this is in billions. So in order to do that, we divide it by 1,000, because it makes sense, right? 2,500 times 2, and we got 5,000. We needed to convert it to 1 billion, and we just need to divide it by 1,000 to get 5, right? So we will divide the whole thing by 1,000, no matter what the mile is. And we have the b value, which is going to be the intercept of our equation. So we just need to plug in the ones you know. So we already know it's 5 billion, 2 times 2,500. We already calculated this part, but it's okay. So that's going to give you 5,000 over 1,000, which is 5, plus b. B is going to be 0. So we don't have, we don't have a constant in this equation, which makes it a bit easier for us to do the next step. So let me just go to the next part. So when we construct it, it's going to look something like this. The slope is going to be this. And I mean, you can technically do this, but just so that you get the idea. And we don't have the constant, so we just have this. And when we want to know the y-intercept, what we need to do is we need to plug in 0 for x, because x is 0 at this point. And so we should know the y. So 2 times 0 is 0 over 1,000, which is 0. So y is going to be 0. So 0, 0 is going to be your answer. Thank you.